What's going on, everyone? You are listening to Bulls Central here. Hope you're all doing well. Tonight, the Bulls will be taking on the Washington Wizards yet again, and then they'll quickly be flying over to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks tomorrow. As I mentioned before, after this game against the Wizards, the Bulls' schedule is going to be incredibly difficult throughout the whole month of January, so hoping they can get this back-to-back win against the Wizards. However, the Wizards are 0-4, and with them being 0-4 after a pretty bad loss to the Bulls on Tuesday, you know they're going to be coming out hungry for a win, but hopefully the Bulls can come out with the same energy and focus they had in that first game. But I wanted to focus on in this video is Lauri Markkanen. Now, as many of you know, Lauri suffered a calf contusion in the second half of the game against the Warriors, where he was sidelined and he was not able to return, and then after being listed as questionable for the game on Tuesday against the Wizards, he ended up getting listed in the lineup and started the game, but again, in the second half, he re-aggravated the calf contusion in the third quarter, and then he did not return for the rest of the game. Now, it was reported that Markkanen did not practice with the team yesterday, and the word is still out on whether he will be in the lineup for today's game. My guess is he likely won't, since it'll be, interesting to see how, after a second re-aggravation, whether or not he would actually play in today's lineup. So it will be interesting to see who the Bulls will start at power forward. My prediction, very similar from the last game when it was looking like Lauri would be out before he ended up being included in the lineup, was that the Bulls would start Patrick Williams at power forward and Otto at the 3, rather than going with someone like Thaddeus Young, who is still yet to play this season, although he is available to play. Now, another interesting lineup change with Lauri out would be starting Wendell at power forward, where, in all honesty, he's likely a better fit anyway given his size, and then giving Daniel Gafford the start at center. If you've been watching my channel, you would know that I am very high on Gafford. I really like his energy and athleticism and his effort on defense. Not saying he's going to be a star, but a solid role player, so I would love to see him get more minutes. I know he hasn't done particularly well so far this season, but that's because he really hasn't gotten much playing time. I think giving him more time on the court and experimenting with him with different rotations on the floor would give him the experience that he needed to develop his game a bit further, because he is a bit one-dimensional on offense, mainly just settling for dunks and scoring in the paint. I would love to see him maybe develop his game even further with a post-up mid-range shot, but we'll see if he can get there on that one. Now, back to Lauri, though. It's a calf contusion, right? What's the big deal? Well, here's the thing. It's a calf contusion now, but we've continued to see various health issues that have sidelined Lauri in his career. He's missed 55 games in just his first 3 seasons in the league. And we've kind of seen this trend with agile big men and, who are stretch fours that move a lot on the court and that they are very injury prone. Take a look at a guy like Kristaps Porzingis. These are big guys that can move like guards, and their bodies just aren't built for that type of movement. Normally guys their size, at least in the traditional basketball sense, are centers who don't really move a ton on the court and mainly stay near the basket in the paint, and that's because their legs don't support them constantly moving to the outside for jump shots. Now, I know I'm probably overreacting here, and I'm sure Lauri will likely be fine. And to be clear, I'm actually, not concerned about this calf contusion injury per se, but I'm just thinking more long-term for him. Can Markkanen stay healthy long-term given his style of play of being a stretch 4 who needs to move around a lot on offense to get his open shot, while also being expected to attack the basket part of the time? Because Lauri, so far, has started off the season strong, and the last thing we need for him is to have another injury setback that will sideline him for some time, or an injury that would otherwise limit his mobility that enables him to be a skillful big man with multiple offensive weapons. It does make you think, was this an additional factor on why the front office was hesitant to get a deal done for his contract extension? Now, I don't think that was a major factor anyway, and why they couldn't reach a deal. I think a lot of it had to do with, they were very much apart on the salary in terms of the agreement, given how Lauri performed last season. But I'm sure there are some concerns about Markkanen's long-term health and if his body is able to sustain the type of play that suits his skills. And the other component added in this is Wendell Carter Jr. Now, Wendell has played significantly better the last 2 games at center, but a lot of Bulls fans, including myself, have talked about whether he is best suited as a power forward, given he is a bit undersized to play the center position. Even Wendell himself has said he prefers to play power forward, so the topic we often hear about a lot is, will the Bulls eventually have to choose between Wendell and Lauri for who is most suited at the 4? Now, if you ask me, I say you keep, Markkanen over Wendell, because Wendell, he's also had his injury issues, probably even more so than Lauri, to be honest. And on top of that, I think Lauri is a better player and more skilled than Wendell. But as a Bulls fan, it does make you wonder, should we be concerned about Lauri's health long term? And how should the front office factor that in their long-term plan for the future of the franchise? Let me know what you guys think, though. Who would you choose between Lauri and Wendell when looking at the future? Are you also concerned about Markkanen's health long term, or am I just overreacting, which I very well could be? Looking forward to the game tonight. Enjoy watching the game. I'll try to come out with a post-game interview depending on how the night goes. We've got an early start to today's game, 4 p.m. Central Time. Have a great New Year's Eve. Stay safe. As always, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan, as I post daily Bulls content, and I will catch you guys in the next one.